Hey, Penfield, it's Friday. It's charter time.
Friday.
Okay, thank you. Sunday?
It's charter time.
It's Friday.
Okay.
What's up, Penfield? I'm your host, Lumina Kundu, and welcome to this week's Charter Time. To start off this week's Charter Time, here's a quick presentation of who Martin Luther King Jr. is and why we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day as well, with Radhika, Akshaya, and Harita.
Hey, Penfield!
I'm Akshaya.
I'm Haritha.
I'm Radhika.
And I'm Shreya.
Today we'll be talking about Martin Luther King Jr. for Black History Month. First, we will be talking about who he was. This section covers some basic information about who he was. Who was Martin Luther King Jr.? Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist minister and social rights activist in the United States in the 1950s and 1960s. He was a leader of the American Civil Rights Movement. He organized a number of peaceful protests as head of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, including the March on Washington in April 1963. Unfortunately, he passed away on April 4th, 1968, Memphis, Tennessee. Why was he important? As a civil rights legend, Dr. King fought for justice through peaceful protest. He delivered some of the 20th century's most iconic speeches. Martin Luther King Jr. is a civil rights legend. King led the movement to end segregation and counter prejudice in the United States through the means of peaceful protest.
Birth and family. Martin Luther King Jr., whose original name was Michael, was born to Alberta William King and Martin Luther King Sr. on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. His younger brother was A.D. King, and his elder sister was Christine King Fars. Education. Martin Luther King Jr. was a gifted student at a young age. When he turned 15, he attended Morehouse College and began to pursue his studies of medicine and law. Under the advice of the president of the college, he switched to Crozer Theological Seminary and earned a degree in divinity. He then went to Boston University, where he met a singer from Alabama named Coretta Scott. Married life. King married Coretta Scott, and together they raised 4 children: Yolanda Denise King, Martin Luther King III, Dexter Scott King, and Bernice Albertine King.
Okay, so what inspired him to write I Have a Dream speech? Who said that speech? I Have a Dream was a public speech that was said by Martin Luther King Jr. during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom on August 28, 1963. In the speech, King called for both economic and civil rights and an end to segregation in the United States, delivered to more than 25,000 civil rights supporters from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The speech was a critical moment of the civil rights movement and among the most inspiring speeches in American history.
What did he do for me? What did he do for me? Why is he important to me? The most important reason Martin Luther King Jr. is important to today's world is without his help and many others, diversity would not be accepted the way it is today.
Finally, we're going to conclude with some pictures of Martin Luther King Jr.
This is him at one of his protests. This is him after his speech.
And here's some other pictures.
Yeah.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation and have a happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye!
Thank you, Radhika, Akshaya, and Harita. Next up on this week's Charter Time, we have our Penfield champion with Akshaya, Radhika, Harita, Shreya, and Ruth.
Gwen.
Hi.
So we were informed that you chose the Penfield champion.
Yes.
What is their name?
Alexis Smart.
Why?
Alexis is always so nice and courteous, and she always says hello when she comes by the office. And the other day, she walked by and she wished me a happy birthday. She's just that thoughtful. She's just a sweet girl, and I just wanted to nominate her.
Okay, well that's really, really sweet. Happy birthday, since it was your
Thank
birthday. What grade is Alexis in?
She's in 9th grade.
Okay, well thank you
You're
for
welcome.
choosing Alexis. She seems like a very nice girl.
She is a very nice girl. She's always nice to everyone in the office when she comes in. She's very sweet.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Alexis, so you're a really positive and amazing person, and Mrs. McGill honored you with this award.
Thank you.
McGill
No, Miss McGlynn, sorry.
honored you with that award. And Ruth has something to say about you.
How do you feel?
It's exciting.
Okay. You got nominated because you display a positive attitude and you're always cheerful.
Thank you.
Also, you're really
you.
kind and respectful.
Thank you.
I'm going to
Go you.
We have a little gift. Thank you. You get a little lanyard and a pen. So.
Thank you, Akshaya, Harita, Shreya, and Ruth. To end off this week's Charter Time, let's dive into some sports with Ethan.
Hi Penfield, Ethan Hager here. January in sports has been off to a winning start. Let's see how our 9th grade girls basketball is doing. The 9th grade girls basketball team played on December the 23rd, right before break against Pembroke and won 22-10. Dana Delameter led the way with a massive 16 points. Molly Randall also added 4 points, and Jamana Ramsey had 2 points. Great defense to seal the victory was played by Kirsten Shaw, Erica Pickford, Ashley Barwis, Courtney Connolly, and Alana Newen. Unfortunately, their game last week against Abington was canceled due to the weather. Yesterday, they took on Pendale. As you may remember, they lost their first match against Pendale by a close score, but with the home crowd behind them, they won the match 34-29. Dana Delameter led the way with a massive 25 points. Ariana Chavez scored 7 points and secured key rebounds down the stretch. Alana Newen added 2 points and played great defense. Jamana Ramsey, Molly Randall, Erica Pickford, and Corinne Connolly all played excellent defense through the game to aid in the victory. Great job, girls. The 9th grade boys basketball on 12/23 defeated Pembroke 51-34. And on January 4th, 2022, the 9th grade boys lost to Penridge 28-27. Jake Early led the team with 7 points. On January 7th, 2022, unfortunately it was postponed due to snow January 11th. The 9th grade boys basketball team defeated Pennsbury 37-27. Lee Hammond led the team with 17 points. The wrestling team started the year on January 5th with an inspired performance in honor of Coach Jenkins. The Penfield wrestling team had a dominating win against Penn North, resulting in a final score of 48-24. The wrestlers will continue to honor his legacy and commitment to the sport and team by wearing AJ albums on their headgears. Dan Saylor, Dan Drumneller, Colton Marjam, Rowan Nas, Nick Sanfelice, Gabe Verway, Ryder Miller, Sahir Arfin, and Rodrigo Vasquez all finished the day with pins. Unfortunately, they too faced a weather challenge on January 7th when their meet against Strayer was canceled. On the 11th, they took on Saturday and won yesterday's meet, which was also away at Penn Central, was a loss as well as 48-24. Congratulations to all of our student athletes. That's it for sports for the first half of January. Until next time, go Chargers.
That's all for this week's Charter Time, Penfield. Thank you for tuning in. But don't forget, always remember the Penfield way. Be respectful, be responsible, and be kind. See you soon.